Hello everyone and welcome to Funfold Friday. This is Dorene Decibus from It Begins with Ink and Paper, and I'm so happy to have you join me tonight. Even though I'm going live a little late tonight, I'm still on pain medication for my surgery, and I actually fell asleep after taking it this afternoon and woke up just before I was supposed to go live. So that is my excuse. It's all on me. But my surgery went well. I still can't sit for long, walk for long, or stand for long. It was surgery on my lower back, but getting better every single day. So I'm really happy to be able to join you tonight. And tonight for our Funfold, I am actually using a Funfold that I can't take credit for. I am taking a little bit of a shortcut tonight. I haven't even made this Funfold yet, but I will with you tonight. I actually signed up for a demo program called the Demo Suite Day, and it was a group of demonstrators who designed 2 projects from every suite in the catalog. And so tonight I am using the paper from the Bright and Beautiful suite, but I don't have that suite. So I am actually going to insert, instead of the Bright Balloons stamp set and dies, I'm using the Good Feelings dies. And some of the die cutting was already done for me, so some of the die cuts that we're using in here, I changed one, but the die cuts were already pre-cut so that I have at least those that I can use. So that's where this is coming from. So I did not design this, and I saved this so that I would be able to have it a little easy my first night back from surgery from last week. So we were given these great tutorials. This is what the card will look like when it's all done. It's not going to have the happy birthday on it, but let's go over what we're going to be using for materials and cardstock tonight. So I'm just going to set that aside. So in here I have a piece of lemon lime twist. So happy this color came back. It's just one of those colors that just makes me smile so much. So this piece of lemon lime twist measures at 5.5 by 11. So you're going to need a full sheet of cardstock. We're going to use another piece of the lemon lime twist that you can cut from the leftovers of this, and it measures 3 by 6, and we'll talk about where we're scoring it afterwards. And then I'm using the designer series paper that comes from this suite. So cute. I love it. And we're going to be focusing on the stars design tonight. And I have 4 pieces that are 1.5 by 5.25. So here are those 4 pieces right here with the coordinating star. I do own this designer series paper. I really like it. It just fits its name so well, Bright and Beautiful. This side has the dots and this side has ombre of blue. You're also going to need a 2 pieces, and I'm using the dot size. You can see the other side is the ombre of the Berry Burst. But this has the triangles on it, and it's all a different ombre as well. And these here are 2 3/4 by 2 3/4. You need a piece for our envelope flap because we don't want to have a naked envelope. And this piece here is 2 1/4 by 6 inches. The designer series paper comes in a 6 by 6 pack, so this is almost just cut in half. And then for some of the dies that were cut from the Beautiful Balloons die set are the stars. I have a large star cut in Berry Burst and Lemon Lolly, and then a small star cut in the same colors, and then a 2-inch circle, and instead of using the 2 3/8 inch circle that came with my kit, I decided I wanted to use the curvy circle. I just love that one a little bit more, so I'm just changing that out. Okay, and then finally, for the inside of our card, we need a piece of basic white that is 3 3/4 by 5 1/4. So there is everything we need. So let's start by doing some stamping and just get the stamping over with, because all we're stamping today is the greetings for the front of the card. And I am going to be using the Azure Afternoon ink, and I'm getting my greetings from Good Feelings, which is, I'm using the Hip Hip Hooray. And what I did before I went on camera, I actually took my circle. Did I keep that out? Yes, I did. And I just layered these 2 stamps on the circle where I wanted them to be. And then I put the block right on top of it. So this will fit right onto the circle. I love this blue. It is such a beautiful, bright blue. So let me just center that, press down, and let it go. And there we have our Hip Hip Hooray right on our circle. So we're all done with that. I'm going to set that aside. Okay, so next, let's again just get some of the easy stuff done. I'm going to work on my envelope flap. This is so easy to do. I'm just going to open up, and I'm almost out of adhesive, but I think I'll have enough for this part. I am going to trace. Nope, I knew I was going to have to change this, but that is easy enough to do. Our adhesives come in this resealable little package, and what's nice about this is that the container that we put the refill in, or the adhesive in, is the same container that you can use to put the Stampin' Seal Plus. So you have here a container that you can then have your, losing my train of thought, sorry. It gives you a container that you can then put your piece of your, the one that you're not using in here, and still save it to be used for later. All right, so let's just get back to putting on the adhesive across our envelope flap. And I just want to make sure I'm getting it right up there on the top. There we go. I don't know if you can see how I just covered that pretty well. And I'm going to then put the 2 1/4 by 6 inch piece of Designer Series paper right across the back of that. And then I just have to take some scissors and trim the envelope, the back of the envelope, to get the excess of that paper off. And that way I have I don't have any of the adhesive on the Designer Series paper, and all the adhesive is right there on the envelope flap, holding that right into place. And now we've got this beautiful back of an envelope all designed for our card. So let's set that aside and let's get on with our scoring. So I'm going to pull out my paper trimmer and score. I'm going to start with my small piece. This is my 3 by 6 inch piece, and I am going to score it at 3 inches. The only thing you want to make sure is that you're using your scoring tool, which in this case is my gray tool, and I'm just going to score it a few times, and you can see that that is now scored. It'll fold very easily. On my larger piece, my 5.5 by 11 piece, I'm going to need to pull my arm out so that I can fit in every all of the different measurements, because I only can go out to about 6 inches, and I want to make sure I have enough cardstock, enough room to do this, and not have to turn my cardstock inside and out. So I'm going to start by scoring it at 1 3/4 inches. And then I'm going to score at 3.5. And remember, I will post these measurements in the comments afterwards. I hope you have yelled out to me and said hello. So that was my 3.5. Now I'm going to go to 5 1/4. Make sure you tell me where you're watching from, whether you are watching on my Facebook page or my YouTube channel. And after 5 1/4, we go out to 7 inches. There we go. And that is all done. Now we're ready to start putting this paper together. Excuse me, this card together. So here's everything we need. So what I want you to think about is this is the base of our card. So it is where this piece of cardstock is going to go. So as I'm thinking about my folding, I'm going to want my folds to alternate like an accordion fold. But I'm going to want to make sure that this folds over to the inside of my card. So I have here a valley fold. I'm going to go to a mountain fold, and then another valley fold, and then finally to a valley fold. I'll hold this open so you can see it. So we've got this beautiful accordion fold card. Let me just make sure it's in the camera enough. There we go. So that you can see those, sort of like a W. You can see the up and down. Okay, so now to decorate. I'm going to start with these folds here, these pieces of designer series paper, the 1 1.5 by 5 1/4. Let me just grab my adhesive and let me just move this everything out of the way so you can see what I am doing. So I'm going to just add my adhesive to each one of these pieces. So there's the first one. The second one. Third one and fourth one. And now I can start putting these on the front of my card. So now, as I open this, I want these on this side here. So I'm just going to line these up. There we go. So here you can see we have all of that. And I'm going to take my inside piece and add that into the base. So this is the very base of the inside of the card, where, as you can see, you'll have room to be writing. Here is our 3x3 piece. This is kind of going to be the glue that holds it all together. So if you imagine this is on this very front piece, but then it's also going to be on that inside piece. So when it closes, it's going to be nice and centered on the card front like that. So what I want to do is on the outside put my pieces of designer series paper. So let's just add this to the front and this to the inside. There we go. Now, I am going to put some adhesive right on the inside of both flaps of this card. And I am going to center this how I'd like it to be on the front of my card, so that when I close it, there we go, it is going to stick nicely to the inside of this accordion fold. Alright, so now we're ready to do some decorating. So I am going to add the hip hip hooray to the front of this circle. And this is going to go right on the front of my card, like this. And then I can add some star decorations. Now, I don't have to have all the stars connected to this, but I do want to show you that I could have them on the inside piece if I wanted, because it's still going to show nicely, and then maybe have my yellow star on this piece, so I still have a layering effect. Down here, I am most likely going to have to just use that large one right here. So let's start putting these on. I do want to put this one right on the inside of my card, so that when you open it, you do have something here that you're looking at right there. So when you close it, you still can see the star there. And then I am going to place this star right, let's see. How do I want this to be? I think I'm going to want it just like that. So I'm just going to put just a little bit of adhesive on the bottom and have this one be that way. This one I can put a little bit more adhesive on because it's going to stick on the whole front of the card. And I can have it come over. There we go. All right, now let's add some bling, because you know me, I can't go without bling on my card. So I'm actually using, because if I hold this down, I think the Parakeet Party and the Tranquil Tide look really pretty with these colors. This is the 2022-2024 in color pearls, and I have plenty of room to use some of these. So I think we're going to start with just adding one here. One here, and then one right here. And there we go. We're done with this week's Fun Fold Friday. So a really fun birthday card that is more of a W-shaped fold than anything, but it is an accordion type fold, and it uses the Bright and Beautiful paper and dies and the Good Feeling stamp set. So again, thank you for joining me for Fun Fold Friday tonight. I'm Dorene Decibus from It Begins with Ink and Paper, and I hope to see you again next Friday at 6 p.m. I'll be on time next week for Fun Fold Friday. Good night, everyone. Bye-bye.